Yes. Well, no, I mean, I remember I started off as an artist, but I
I
don't know.
know, Saba. We do this bit every time.
No, I know, but I mean, yeah, art was
Listen,
just
you
weird for
have
me.
your hat. Fucking wear it, all right?
No, I am definitely happy to be a writer, but I don't know. I think I just feel bad on the fact that I do like art, but I just didn't have the motivation to do art as much as other people I knew did. It's just I don't know, feels weird. But I mean, I can just message Grant the picture. I'm like,
Yes, that's what I mean.
Sure.
Just do that.
uh, find said
Send me a
picture.
photo.
So while you're doing that, and since we're obviously waiting for Adrian and Carrie a little bit, I would like to start off the stream tonight with a little bit of a story. And I want to say that I am not telling this story in order to shame anybody. I just want to tell this story because it is currently a conundrum that I am trying to deal with. So,
Holy shit. Sorry. I just. Sorry, real quick. Saba, that's freaking awesome.
right?
No, thanks.
See, I told you it's really good.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I just
really
like took the
cool.
background, but I mean, literally the only thing I did was that dragon. But I'm
I
happy
mean,
people
It's
like
still
still.
it.
fantastic.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Sorry. Continue, Zach.
Okay. I'm going to start over just in case I want to clip this for later. So, all right. As you know, the the new roommate moved into the apartment and whatnot, and for the first bit, him and his girlfriend were here, and they made like a bunch of food and stuff like that, and they were really living in the space. Now she's having, because she's like pregnant, so she's having some like not really troubles necessarily, but he is required to be at her apartment almost 24/7, so he hasn't been here in a really long time. This is both really convenient because he has given me free reign of the food that he left behind, so thank God, otherwise I would have ran out of food like days ago. But alternatively, that means that the food that they had prepared is still sitting in the fridge, and I have not had the wherewithal to deal with it yet. So, for example, there's two particular ones that I wanted to talk about. They made a bunch of. The only thing I could describe it as was like candied watermelon. It was
Ew.
they like chopped up like a bunch of like cubes of watermelon and then like just threw a bunch of sugar on it and then
Nice.
heated it slightly, like
Oh.
not a lot, but heated it slightly and then put it back in the fridge, and it was like a treat. It was basically like watermelon candy is what they described it as. I didn't actually have any myself, unfortunately. But
Nice.
they left, I want to say, about 75% of like the big thing, because it was an entire watermelon that they turned into this stuff. They left about 75% of it in the Tupperware in the fridge. It now has a consistent film of mold on top.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent,
Oh,
pretty
no.
disgusting. And the thing is that it's sealed in the Tupperware, and I'm afraid if I open it, I'm going to destroy the aroma of my house. So I'm presently just kind of like leaving it there until I can figure out what the fuck I want to do with it. Then the second one is that one of the nights while they were still here, they wanted to make chicken noodle soup. And because they were just kind of like laughing and having a great time, they weren't really paying attention to how much they were making. And so instead of making the 2 serving sizes that they initially intended, they made 20 serving sizes. So, needless to say, they ate their 2 portions, put the rest into a big, big Tupperware thing, put it in the fridge, and they were like, hey, Zach, you can have as much of this as you want. We're probably not going to be able to finish it. And I was like, okay. But this was still at a time where like I didn't really want to touch their food, so I let it stay. It should be
Oh,
noted that
no.
when they first made the chicken noodle soup, it looked wonderful. It looked exactly like how chicken noodle soup should. It was like this like perfect like light brown color, like the broth was good, the noodles were good, the chicken was good, like everything was good. I look at it cuz it's at the back of the fridge still sealed in the Tupperware. I look at it in the fridge now. The entirety of the thing, you can still tell that there's like noodles and stuff in there, but everything has gone a consistent dark gray.
My
Ooh.
goodness.
And so once again, I don't want to touch it.
You realize this sort of thing just gets worse the longer you let it rest, right?
Right. But if I never open the Tupperware, it's never a problem.
So
Good
you're
job.
just going to leave it there indefinitely until you leave.
I might at one point move it outside, not open it, but I might move it outside, like onto the balcony and just leave
Freeze
it
it.
there.
Are you sure by that point, if the what is it, the smell doesn't leak out, people won't think that it's like a stink bomb or some kind of weapon that
Well, that's
you've
the thing is that as of right
unleashed?
now, it's not leaking out.
As
Like
of
I
right
don't know,
now
I
that
don't
you
know
said
if
it.
it's gonna leak out eventually.
Man,
Freeze
Alright,
it
I
well,
and
I
think
throw
was
it's
it
gonna
taking
away.
try
the
to
time
eat during
bomb.
the stream, but alright.
Hey man, I don't know. I had to tell this story.
By the way,
Um,
real fast, I've been trying to change my password for the email, but everything single time I put something in, it says you haven't like met the standards for a password. I'm like, what the hell do you mean standards? I don't get it by this point.
Number?
I did, yes.
I don't know then.
What am I supposed?
Because mine's all lowercase and then a couple numbers.
They're telling me my thing is gonna expire. What am I supposed to do if they don't let me change the password? It says the password you entered doesn't meet the minimum security requirements. What does that mean? You don't tell me. Well,
Kill them.
I wish.
Okay. Also, Zach, the overlay's still up.
I know I didn't. I haven't started streaming yet. Sorry, I'm just
Oh,
looking at
okay.
some of the feedback that people have been giving me on my portfolio so far.
Not funny.
Not funny.
Didn't laugh.
Trying to.
Oh, Adrian, I was telling Zach earlier that I was rewatching Jevil in a wheelchair.
Oh,
It was just- it's so awful, but it makes me laugh.
I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
I have hepatitis
Fucking
C.
wheelchair.
Okay, I think we are all good to go. Yeah, streams up.
I'm still trying to change my password.
Things up. Saba's distracted, so we're good to go.
Saab was having a meltdown.
Good morning, Max.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
For a quick second, I was like, "Who's Mac?" I like checked out.
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. I don't know who this is.
Tee-hee.
Oh, it's Regina.
Oh,
I don't know. I like that voice now.
Tee-hee.
Do you want me
Don't
to
get
go Regina
nervous,
with this?
Maxie. That's ridiculous.
Here, have a glass of milk.
Ew.
Regina.
That's not a glass, it's an entire carton.
How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess.
Max just chugs the entire ass carton right there and then. It's like,
He immediately shits himself because he's lactose intolerant.
That's how he flies. He just goes just like straight up into the air.
Oh.
I hate this. This is awful.
bad lore. Didn't laugh.
Are you sure?
Bad lore. Didn't laugh.
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
You
Fine,
came to watch
Maddie.
my performance today?
Of course I did.
Good.
Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance would you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Maybe, maybe I shouldn't date such a dunderhead.
If only.
Or a 16-year-old.
No, that's not a
Whoa.
problem for me.
Whoa,
Don't you know I'm
Matthew.
from the backwater?
Oh.
Looks like it's time to raise the curtain.
Wait, no, Grant, would you mind saying that again?
Or someone that's not 16.
You're right. She's a little old for me.
Oh no.
That's like
Oh.
even worse. Oh god.
Hurts.
I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. I'm gonna sit next to this one guy who totally has like a fake Groucho Marx, like eyeglasses and mustache.
Oh, which, by the way, it's gonna be a while, obviously, till we finish this game. But man, we haven't really been talking about power levels. I'm really looking forward to like off-screen discussing power levels with Adrian, so that way we can get another tier list going. But this
I
time, the
haven't-
tier list is just a vertical bar because there's so much lore now.
Man, I haven't thought about tier lists in some time. I've been too distracted with the ongoing slow development of Captain Fistfight versus Doctor Doobad's.
Oh my gosh.
Quick,
What are we gonna call that universe?
we'll figure that out later. Shut up.
All right.
Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best. You're the best.
Oh god!
Hey man.
Regina's different. I can't tell if it's her voice or what it is. What, Nick? What?
Top of the morning to you, everybody. I love Jacksepticeye. Let's get ready to get stuck in Lego limbo. How low can you go?
Mo?
Top of the morning to ya, governor.
Top of the morning.
That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning, and then flying to the sun and shooting bullets at it. The early bird gets the then again.
I had no fucking idea what the fuck you were talking about for a second. That's really funny. Wait, so what
Yeah.
happens if you attack the night?
Well, it's a much shorter trip, I tell you that much.
Okay,
Where
this is
was like
good.
the higher brain function? Ha 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 ha. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some cheese. I mean milk.
Ew.
Oh my! Thanks.
What is it with this guy and milk?
So,
likes his
how
milk.
are you today, right?
Well,
Me too.
I got the feeling that today is going to face off. I'm gonna face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro?
What the? Mo, how did you know?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be
Hello.
careful.
He's a nice guy,
He's used to
though.
putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare.
If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What?
Really?
What are you going to do then, Nick?
You mean literally like Mo?
Wait, is it really
You're
the same
kidding
thing?
me.
I think there might. I don't remember in this case that. All I remember is how much I hate Mo, basically.
That would be really funny, because, like, the thing with Mo is that they didn't want you pressing him because they didn't want him fucking talking too much. Oh, shit, I skipped the line by accident. That'd be really funny if, for Acro, when you're questioning him, if you question him too hard, the judge leans over and he's like, come on, dude, he's a cripple, just, like, give him a break. He's in a fucking wheelchair.
He's in a fucking wheelchair.
Not cool, Phoenix.
Really not.
You like when we eventually arrest Acro for this murder, you're like walking down the prisons the prison like cells, and you hear like off in the distance like, I'm in a wheelchair, and then right after it's like, I'm not evil.
Oh no.
Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, he's in a wheelchair and all.
Did you know that
Anyway.
he's in a wheelchair?
I
He's
want
in a
you
what
to
now?
make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's very important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality. What happened to her father?
You want us to make sure Regina watches? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I hope she
Uh-oh.
suffers explicitly.
What
Yes.
the fuck? Why?
Why I brought her to court today.
You don't understand, Zach. After we finished yesterday's session, I went to my sister and just complained about the reasons why I hated this case. And I can tell you guys all afterwards. But we have to
Okay.
let this ride out.
I mean,
Other
if we
than
if we make
everything.
good time, we might finish it today, right?
I hope so. I want to be
What's
done
that
with this
supposed to
case.
mean? I'm about to say we're not making good progress so far.
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. I'm an agnostic atheist. My views are very nuanced but realistic.
Wait. What the fuck is an agnostic atheist? I thought those were two different things.
It's a combination where you're atheist, but you're open to ideas, basically.
That you can't just say that. That's cheating. That's the whole point of being an agnostic, is that you're an atheist, but people can't yell at you.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case.
The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events.
What's the meaning of this?
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
She like brings
Order.
in someone
Order.
completely different that we haven't seen yet.
I had a feeling something like this would come up.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders.
Poor Gumshoe. He's not the only detective.
I mean, he basically is now that Marshall's down.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
Marshall and his
Rourke. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand.
The Quarks. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to work on the walk on the courtroom tightrope.
That's fucked up, Phoenix. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, new animation. Also, where'd that bird come from?
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro, or guy in the wheelchair. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Big Berry Circus, or I was, you know.
Where
Before-
were you the night of the crime?
Oh, I was before the Union. It's like
I was
like
part-
had nothing to do with his legs.
We're at that kind of, where I am, where I've been every day before the incident, depressed.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
I was in the lowest point of my life in my room that night, as usual.
if you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene's below my window.
What asshole put me here?
God himself, apparently.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed?
Okay.
I wish that the red text just said like I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
It was just after 10 p.m. when I was crying in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
That's pretty tight testimony.
This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that's the case, then there's very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the... Okay.
And then Phoenix is like, alright, we get it. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. Fucking sad idiot, bitch. A man must know the proper timing for things, Miss Herr Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Herr Miles Edgeworth did.
Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There is no way that actually happened.
You
That's
idiot,
very
that's a
point.
French accent.
Whatever.
Well, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Why don't you just shut up and eat your croissants over there?
Your Honor, this is very offensive.
You whipped me to unconsciousness!
Mr. Wright, are you French? you better watch out for Captain Fistfight.
Oh shit.
Love that.
God damn it. Wait, no, the judge can't reference fist fight. These are different universes.
Or is he?
No!
Is who's to say the judge can't walk between universes?
If you
Oh
oh
my
my god,
God.
that's intense. Because if you're saying that fist fight is part of this universe, that means that Dr. Doobad and Tomfoolery and Shenanigans are also part of this universe, which
Who's to
means
say
that
they can't walk between universes?
which means that someone fuck France.
Holy friend.
Oh my
Oh my
god. Stop! Oh my god. That means that Adrian's gonna have to find some fucking artwork to represent them.
No, only if they show up in the court cases.
You're saying they don't have power levels?
If they listen,
Fucking Con Varma hasn't shown up in a court case.
he's been in the courtroom. He's been adjacent to them. If they show up in a scene in the background, then I might consider it.
Alright. So, just to be clear, I can just press anything?
I believe so. There's no big penalty here yet, I don't think.
You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct?
It's a good song by Tally Hall. That's correct. But there were safety lights around the outside the lodging house. It's so bright sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. I consider whether I'm about to lose my eyes too sometimes. It's so
Well, if
bright.
that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? You know, you have to stand up, walk over to the... Oh,
Never really thought of that. Guess that means I'm about to buy some curtains because they didn't get me any. You know, just gonna go walk down to the store with my 2 legs. Oh wait!
sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ah!
The witness will proceed with his testimony. Fuck you, I'll whip you again.
Your room is on the 3rd floor, right?
Yes,
And you said that you were
Sick
resting in bed.
bastard.
that's correct.
But you were still able to hear a sound from outside?
I was indeed.
Pressing acro doesn't seem to get any results. Maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now? So I don't fucking know. Was there?
I'm gonna look at the guide now.
Lion.
Yes.
I remember, because I think it was mentioned that like it's hard to press acro. Like it's not dangerous, it's just not very useful.
Okay. So, in that case, in an effort to get this done tonight, which would be wonderful, can you just tell me what to do?
You gotta press his 4th statement.
So, this is
nothing
not
wrong.
contradictory.
This is not contradictory. It's a trap.
That's really
What's the
weird.
matter,
It's
Mr.
the first time that they did that.
This is not. There have been several times where you're not supposed to press, and you keep denying they exist.
But
No,
we've done
what?
it anyways.
No, that's like the first time that it's been the is it contradictory? Yes, no, and then it's like yes. No, I mean no.
Yes, no.
Alright, Zach will
Listen.
continue to deny the fact that the game gives you
What the
traps
fuck am I?
like this.
Why is he doing that? What
There's
the fuck?
animation.
What the fuck is the first statement?
You were on it.
You go back,
going
and when
back.
there's no arrows to the left of you, that's the first statement.
Right. That's what I.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
There.
There you go.
I was doing that, and then it was just going back to the previous statement. I guess maybe I was double clicking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one.
Yes.
The light in your room was turned off then, right?
That's true. I was going to bed after all.
So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window?
The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see, but not enough for me to walk. Honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front.
Did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
Hmm.
The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with the latest bit of testimony.
There is a contradiction here.
There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
There's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
Hmm. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of contradiction?
What would
Your
it be?
badge?
You want me to
Perhaps.
tell you right now?
Well, I mean, I should probably think about it for a second, so that way this is an actual game.
I'll give you 3 seconds.
Oh, shit. I don't know, because, like, what was wrong with what he just said? Wasn't really a lot wrong, right? Because wasn't it literally, like, because I'm just trying to think, didn't the clown say that it was fucking dark? Or is that because the clown's an idiot?
No, I thought the clown said he had only 2 of the symbols.
Right, and then he said that the guy
Couldn't see
he
it.
saw him from the back, so he couldn't tell if there were roses or not. Right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't know. I got no idea what it would be.
It's the hat.
Why is it the hat?
You present the hat. You're about to see why.
Oh, I remember.
Is it the feather?
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
The silk hat.
What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window without using his legs.
Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in, Phoenix.
Really? Why?
Because I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
I'm in a wheelchair.
Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me.
That's a shame, because you would have noticed that the silk hat found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Why are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? That's impossible. No people
Nope.
can have 2 hats.
You don't have 2 hats, it's ridiculous. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Oh my god, the wheelchair.
Order.
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking.
Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I opened my big mouth, now I have to back it up.
How about it, Mr. Wright?
Back that
What would
testimony.
cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today?
How about it, Mr. Wright? How about you back that ass up?
Okay, so Acro wasn't that. It's not that he was dreaming. I want to say
Or
Acro is the
was
real
he?
culprit, but I feel like that's a huge leap forward in the case, which would be very dangerous. So I don't know. But he doesn't really have a grudge against Max, does he?
I mean,
Not
everyone technically
really.
has a grudge against Max.
We're jumping ahead. He's the real culprit.
Really?
You gotta culprify him.
That's a
Oh my God.
huge leap.
You got to culprify him.
Your Honor, on this
Culprify.
occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
On this occasion,
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Russell Berry.
My God.
I don't like this case.
Shut up.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well, you fucking clown. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics.
It cuts back to Phoenix. He has like fucking sparklers and he's wearing like a sequin suit and he's like on a unicycle. Like, Your Honor,
Juggling.
he's guilty.
What is he, a Kermit?
No, he's not a police officer.
Yet.
Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really? I wrote that book. I don't
If you
remember
don't
that.
believe me, just look at the witness. He's in a fucking wheelchair. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary.
Was that a kingfisher bird?
Don't. Oh, God. He's staying rather calm and collected.
Fuck you.
Mr. Ringling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I? I mean, you take one look at me, it's the first thing you notice.
Is it your bulging muscles? What do you mean?
I'm
in
not-
a
I don't-
fucking wheelchair.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right.
Everyone, take a good look at me. Me and my fucking wheelchair. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. What to do with this by accusing me and my wheelchair of a murder of all things?
Excuse you, I've seen Spy Kids 3 Game Over. I know that wheelchairs can turn into fucking helicopter things.
Or if you're in a video game, you can walk.
See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear that okay.
Sorry.
She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man.
Oh my god, really? This is the Phoenix is a poopy head!
That's on par with Von Karma.
That's so Convarma.
See that, Herr Phoenix, right?
That may or may not have been the long play reason I gave One Karma that quick.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
That's
Anyway.
great.
If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
Duh.
I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Fucking, yeah, the
What's it,
monkey, right?
wheelchair?
Is it the
Yeah,
monkey?
it's his dead brother.
It's his dead brother!
It's the wheelchair.
I would say, of course he did, and then I would say the monkey. Adrian, what's the correct answer?
He didn't.
He didn't have an accomplice?
What?
Is he fucking lying?
He can walk.
No, he's not lying about the walk. He
Oh,
is in a wheelchair, Grant.
he's in a fucking
Is he
No.
just
wheelchair.
fucking is he just fucking Ron Swanson where he can just get around, like he can't stand under his own power, but can he just fucking like waddle forward on his hands and legs?
Do you mean Joe Swanson?
Joe Swanson, Ron Swanson's a different character, you're right. Like, does he literally just like fucking monkey bars his way like around and then like through tight ropes and stuff, and he just fucking Tarzan thunked the ringmaster?
He is an acrobat.
Oh my god.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. I'm hungry.
Not this time, Von Karma.
What? Was?
You're not gonna sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. I'm about to say, like, I don't even have the faintest idea of how Acro could have did this by himself.
Well,
Me
just
neither.
just channel your inner Phoenix and bluff for now.
Right.
What the? What are you getting at?
Ooh, chilly.
Saba.
Oh shit.
Now I'm going to
sorry.
have prove all this fits together. Thanks, Maya. I appreciate it when you converse with me in the in the courtroom. It really
Well, I'm
helps
just as
even
stunned
out
as
my
you
emotions.
are, okay? I'm trying to take time to think. Why do you keep making fun of me, okay? Isn't this your case? Aren't you the attorney?
Right. Then why are you here?
I'm here for moral support, right? You know, support,
Then why
make
didn't
me
you
feel
say
better.
anything?
Because
You
I was
never
thinking,
you
huh?
never
Is there
support me
something
when it
wrong with my
matters.
thinking?
You
Getting
guys
it
okay
now.
over
I
there?
have to shut the fuck up, Acro.
You guys having fun? Cause I'm not. I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
Just pushes
It's
him off the
true.
wheelchair.
Ah! I'm not even. I'm not even in a fucking wheelchair. My legs don't
Oh,
work.
God.
Phoenix.
Can you do whatever it is you were talking about, Nick?
I don't fucking know. I'm not paying attention. Can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
He just starts
All
swinging
right.
and like attacking the audience.
Let's do it. I got my machete right here.
Oh my god. Okay. Did Carrie leave? She's muted. Okay.
If this is the witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
Fucking here? I don't know, dude. I'm not putting together what they're trying to get me to go for here.
Well, he was literally not able to move anywhere else on his own. So yes, he was in his room.
Okay.
He's in a fucking
In a
wheelchair.
fucking wheelchair, Mr. Wright.
He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
What's happening? Pretty simple, eh?
No.
Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that
Right.
case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
Did he just drop something from like the
What?
third
Are
floor?
you nuts? Are you fucking insane?
What say you, Mr. Dingling?
Oh my god, he did.
Fabulous.
Is this
Oh
the...
no.
Did he really just throw Max's thing?
And that's why they thought they saw it, and then he like pulled it back up, and they were like, oh, he's flying.
Because I was literally thinking, like, well, where the fuck could they have seen his hat? And then I realized that the statue has a replica of his hat on it.
I hate this case.
This is stupid.
Alright.
Yep.
What say you, Mr. Dingling?
I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
It's an interesting theory.
That's it?
Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
as the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible, as he is in a wheelchair. There's no way he could go to the
Canon
scene.
now.
He's been in a wheelchair the entire time, it's always been canon.
I'm about to say, that's always been canon.
I'm glad like someone just pointed it out though, too. Like in the middle of the courtroom.
I like...
Has he expressly stated he's in a wheelchair, or has he always just said, "Look at me in my situation"?
Yeah, he's always said,
He's always said
said
in
like,
his
consider
situation.
my condition.
Or my state.
Yeah.
See, so no one did say wheelchair.
I,
So now it's officially canon.
Wouldn't that be really funny if they just meant that he had like 6 cuts on his face, and that's why he wears the
He
bandages
just
or something?
stands up.
Yeah, he stands up and like to get a drink and then goes back.
He sits back
you
in
got
the,
a
and everyone's like,
Is she back
Seems
yet?
you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix, right? The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime.
That's true.
so he tied the cloak around the alright.
Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
Man, I'm with Saba in that I fucking hate the revelation of this case too, now that I think about it again.
I just get depressed, Adrian.
But
I
Maya,
just don't think it should have turned out that way.
It's still impossible for humans to fly.
Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright?
You literally aren't allowed to, but sure, go ahead.
That's why I asked. I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How'd he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here,
She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime.
I want to say present evidence and then present the bust.
so he yeeted the bust out of
That
the window.
seemed right, yeah?
I'm about to say, I think that's what they're trying to build up towards. That being said, I don't know if we've necessarily connected that logical bridge yet. So, Adrian, what's the correct answer?
You are correct. You present the bust now.
Okay, thank you.
Yay.
This is a much more efficient way of doing this. I'm going to present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry?
It's just the photo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bus?
It's quite a large bust, and because it's
Very
life
nice bust.
size, it's also very, very heavy.
Heavy. A heavy bust.
Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death,
Wow.
especially if
that's
it was
my
dropped
bust.
from a third-story window.
That's what I want these titties to be.
Oh my god!
Heavy enough to guarantee death. Ah.
What was
I got
that, Grant? You remember that
What?
meme that I sent you like a while ago? I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it was literally just something along the lines of like, "Man, I really hope that one day I meet a woman whose tits are big enough that if she drops them on my head, it'll just snap my neck."
Oh my gosh.
And
It was something like that.
It
I
was something
vaguely
along
remember.
those lines. I remember that, and now that Carrie mentions it, I was just like, "Oh yeah, apparently that's an actual thing." What a way to go. See? This is how Acro is able to kill the Ringmaster. By the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Alright, they're clearly doing it as a joke, but still.
Yeah.
Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it'd be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Well, Acro's an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like a bust. Or like the bust.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
Oh, the birds.
Well,
Acro's at a loss for words.
He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. Ah!
I'd watch what I'd say if I were you, Herr Phoenix, right?
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get to the proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say? Yes, other legal
Karma.
words.
She's just using this testimony to rouse, as a ruse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he say these things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems, however, let's all be respectful towards him. After all, he is in a fucking wheelchair.
Thank you.
Ah, that woman will sink to any low to win a case.
I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from work on an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body, you know. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony.
Grant, you can't just be posting memes in the JoJo stuff chat.
Sheer heart attack has no weaknesses.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I gotta focus. Alright, I'm assuming once again this is a case of, like, I'm allowed to, like, press most things.
Yeah, there's nothing that punishes you for pressing here.
Oh, right, but you said that it's like more or less useless to do so.
Yeah, he's got a good poker face.
Alright, just tell me what it is then.
You gotta present the wooden box or the crime photo on statement 5 or 6. So there's 4 possible things that would progress here.
There's no 6.
5 it is.
Alright. Present the wooden box?
Or the crime photo.
I'll just present the wooden box. But why?
Okay. We'll find
Yeah,
out.
this doesn't seem right on this. Why would it be unrealistic and then you do this chest?
We're gonna find out.
Okay, well, let's just see if we're right or wrong, I guess.
No, it's right. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
This fucking wall. Are you all, you already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I might add.
You're silly hinting at things as pointless. Have Phoenix right.
Oh, did he fucking put the box there? Okay.
Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this.
God damn.
The key point here is the wooden box.
The key point here is the ringmaster's cakes.
The same wooden box that the victim...
Yep.
Oh, this is, sorry, the judge.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
I'm not gonna lie, I assumed that the ringmaster carried it. That was my
Yeah.
assumption from minute 1.
Jesus Christ. Y'all, my laptop is dangerously overheating.
That's not
Prop
good.
it up so that way the fan can get at it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, let us know if you need to, like, stop. Because you can. You're allowed.
Low key. If this doesn't, if the fan doesn't chill out soon, I might.
Like I says, just let us know. That's okay. When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding a box. That's a good point. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
Phoenix says that, and as he's just making shit up, he's like, this. Oh, that's a good point, me. Thanks, me.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bus came falling down, was the exact same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. That's kind of nuts, but okay.
order. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of
He's
nuts.
in a fucking wheelchair.
Can't
Finally.
believe it. I've never seen anything like it.
Finally, some of those loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta
What is
keep
that
going.
contraption?
And there's only one way to go from here. Forward.
So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at that scene?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected to a rope, then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Ah! Ah!
smack,
Ah!
smack. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why the box was so specially made.
What?
It's a
Specially
heavy
made.
box.
Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature.
The way?
The weight?
I said it was a heavy box, remember? I said it's like 20 pounds.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but that's not a fucking peculiar feature.
I don't know, maybe the ringmaster was weak. He couldn't lift heavy boxes.
Oh, this mustache is draining all of my strength. I can't lift this box.
But he always has that mustache.
It's been a curse ever since I've grown it out. It's not the best.
I mean, because the contents
stealing
of
of
the
his
box
power.
is just like pepper, and I feel like that's not important yet. I feel like that's going to be later when we have to explain Acro's motive. So I'm going to say the weight of the box, I guess.
It is the weight of the box. You're right.
Cool. The box has a remarkable weight.
Wait.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required...
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with a box.
It's 20 pounds.
What did you say?
I was about to say, that's not that heavy. Like, that's like heavier than a box normally would be, but it's not that heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to try to do that with one hand. If I saw something that big and that heavy, I probably would do that as my first instinct.
I mean, you could curl 20 pounds, like easy.
Yeah.
Speak for
I'm just
yourself,
saying.
man. Not all of us are taller than 3 feet tall, man.
3 feet.
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct.
Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess.
To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter where you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. I guess. I kind of wish that they had a little bit of a diagram to show their logic here, because the way I'm picturing it in my mind, I would assume that, like, when you squat down to pick it up... No, I guess they're about right. Your neck would be about the middle of the box every time.
I mean, it is a big bust, as they have said.
But that's like a
Eaten them.
small hitbox. Your neck, out of everything. I thought
Well,
it
that's
was
lot
the
of
thing,
head
is
lag.
that his
his
vertebrae
head.
snapped, right? And so it's like, oh my god.
Oh, was that it?
I mean,
So
there's
that's why
also
it doesn't make sense. Wouldn't the bust, especially that thick of a bust, like land on his head instead?
I mean, it's not a very viable move. There's a lot of end lag. It's I wouldn't use
Shut
it
up.
competitive.
Carrie, read the line.
Oh, fool. Sorry.
Thank you. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you had to say.
Uh,
I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
You did do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
what?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
I don't.
Uh,
If you say I forget, you don't get a penalty, but it says you get a humorous response.
Okay, let's go with the humorous response.
Either way progresses.
I kind of forget.
Nick, don't tell me you're losing your memory already.
No. Just, let's not get carried away.
Hey, stick out your head a little. I've got just the thing, a Maya kick.
Enough of that. No horseplay in this courtroom, and no kicking the defense attorney.
I
But whipping is
fucking vividly points at Von Karma.
According to the court record, the bus disappeared from the cafeteria.
I'd like to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
Oh my god.
I could not have left the lodging house by myself.
Oh, that means...
You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room in the first
I mean,
place?
carried it up with a rope, right? Like the same way that you brought it back into your room?
You see, Herr Phoenix, right? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Ah!
Smack.
Schlap.
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
I mean, this doesn't make any sense, because if we already said that he killed the guy by tossing the bust on top of him, wouldn't that logically make sense that we already figured out that he was able to lift the bust with a rope or something like that at that point?
Right, but he wasn't able to get the bust from the cafeteria to his place on his own.
No, right, but like he wouldn't need to. He would literally just need to get the bus to the courtyard and then tie the rope up and then lift it up.
But he can't
wouldn't be
get
able
to
to
the
leave his room in the
cafeteria.
first place, though.
Why can't he get to the cafeteria?
He can't leave his room in the first place, Zach. He lives on the 3rd floor.
No, right, but
He's
that's a
fucking
different. But I'm saying
walking
this is a
there.
no. I'm saying that this is a different event. Like logically, he could have got the bus like a while ago, couldn't he?
No,
No, you're
I mean,
saying, like-
people just said it was like, it just went missing recently, right?
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you definitely have a problem here.
Now that the 3 voices in my head argued with me enough to confirm.
But there's no place to get perplexed. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how this happened once and for all.
Alright, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room
The
while
monkey?
he was in a depressive state?
This is correct. It is the Mon cheat.
But wouldn't that be an accomplice?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Uh,
Wait, how the
yeah.
fuck did the monkey carry the statue?
he's strong.
It's a strong monkey.
Look at that face.
Very
You think
strong.
so? You think that kind of monkey wouldn't be able to kick the shit out of you?
A
Monkeys are
monkey.
terrifying, dude.
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring.
Which I still have, by the way. I'm gonna pawn it off for like 50
Yeah.
bucks.
So, are you
Money.
saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Okay.
Ah, the spokes of
Oh.
my wheelchair just broke.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room.
Acro's room.
What else has he been staying in? A stable? What do you mean, Acro's room?
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
I can't read.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Why
Yeah,
those are some
I
very
can't
nice
read.
cards he's holding.
Yes, they're made of platinum, which is very shiny.
Ah!
Acro!
Guar!
Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. I mean, I guess they kinda tried to establish this with some of the set dressing because he was able to, like, bring a fucking tuba up into the room and stuff like that. But I wish that there was something a little bit heavier there to, like, properly demonstrate the fact that he was this fucking
A
strong.
car.
What?
An entire car.
Well, not an entire car, but I'm just trying to think of something that's, like, crazy heavy that would make sense for him to be like, oh, shiny, let's bring it home. I don't
The
know.
weight of his sins.
Great.
Well, that's what it's turning out to be.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Order, order. I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where's the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. Let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Purely by accident?
It's possible.
I don't like accidents.
Maybe Acro saw Monkey's mountain of stolen goods and thought thought to use one of them.
Why didn't he just use that tuba, though?
Yeah.
Tuba.
Anyways,
Could you imagine a tuba just falls from the 3rd story?
He's like, hey,
snaps your
sorry,
neck.
I'm just cleaning things out up here, you know? There's a lot of clutter.
I think we've
I'm
more than
walking
proven
here.
one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron! Oh,
You sick burn, sweetie. Really put him in his place that time.
oh, thanks, Dad.
What?
Mr. Wright's argument was
Wait,
so circular.
What was that? What did
What?
she just say?
What was what?
Well, I don't know. She was talking to Mr. Convarma, of course, a close friend of ours.
I'm her godfather.
Oh, okay. That seems right.
Thanks, God, Dad.
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. In fact, it looked more like his wheelchair. His argument does not hold. His argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow.
Seems so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
Fraud?
You're a fucking... You forgot the absolute most important thing, Herr Phoenix, right?
And what's that?
You should know. Because I don't know. Oh, man. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Ah!
Is there another day of this?
Is there?
No.
There is
Oh,
no
thank
reason to
God.
doubt the clown's testimony.
Okay.
Well, that's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I
Literally
won't.
and...
Oh my god. This is my chance to turn this around. Turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Herr Phoenix, right? Who was the murderer the clown saw?
The bust.
No,
Right? Because that's what Grant and I think is that it's literally just like the bust that he lifted up into the air and it was in a cloak.
This is correct.
Wait,
Oh my
really?
God.
Yep.
Who was the murderer? It's the bust. We just established this. Thank you for paying attention. He saw Max's. Ah!
Smack. I asked you who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Phoenix like starts sweating. He's like, "Does that make me French?"
Careful now, Phoenix.
I will step into the other dimension and get my good friend Captain Fistfight.
You know what he does to the French.
Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being that he saw.
How was that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all during this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang off the cards on the bust's hands.
Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just wait a minute now, Miss Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree?
Oh, he caught me.
So let's have it, Miss Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
I mean, I would think that it's Acro, right? Wait. Yeah?
His
Because the
brother.
bust, because the bust fell down, and that's what killed Russell Berry. And Russell Berry was not wearing the cloak at the time? Wait, no, it's a different cloak, right? Because it doesn't have the roses on it. I don't fucking know. Acro?
Adrian.
So this is the part that I despise the most about this case. It was Russell.
What?
But how?
It's incredibly stupid.
You'll find out.
Just do it.
You'll find out, and you'll be as disappointed as I was.
Very disappointed.
Okay, so
100%.
Russell put the cloak on Max's bust, is what you're telling me.
You'll see. I hate this case.
Oh, him?
You are saying that it was the victim himself, Russell Berry?
That's what I'm saying.
The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust?
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what way would be the right way of putting it, Miss Wright?
Explain yourself.
Nick, do you really have a handle on all this?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together.
We're not.
There's really about the I don't, cause that doesn't make any fucking sense. Are you telling me that he got hit and threw it into the air and it just so happened to drape across the bust? You know, that's just stupid. There's only one
I
picture
swear
I
to God,
can
if
paint,
that's
anyways.
it.
All right. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time.
I hate this fucking case.
Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box into the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room. Then he went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. So that's why... Wow, so that was the fucking ringmaster's luscious lips
Wow.
in this image. That's ridiculous. Actually, wait, no, I guess it kind of makes sense because we established that he's a metrosexual. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance to the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo.
His puppet is Ben and Trillo?
Shut up.
Oh.
When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope.
I don't
You
like
ready,
this
you ready for the worst part of this case?
Now, this is when the magic happens.
You ready for the absolute worst part of this case?
At the very instant... Oh my god, did you get it?
No.
Wait. At the very instant that the bus hit the victim... Oh my god.
Yikes.
No,
Wait.
dragon quick. To go yeah, that makes sense.
You wait
on
just
Von
a
Karma's
second now,
side.
Mr. Phoenix, right? As much as you try.
But was it dangling around his shoulders?
It was, I think, stuck on the cards.
No. Around Russell Berry's shoulders.
Russell
and
Berry
yes,
apparently wasn't wearing the cloak very tightly.
He just didn't have his arm through the armholes?
That's a cloak.
Well, it's a
Cloaks
it's
don't have
a
armholes.
cloak, not a coat.
Did it not? I thought it did in the image that they showed like 3
We'll
or 4
go
times.
to his poster.
Oh no, you're right. It doesn't have armholes. Sorry, I was thinking
Yeah,
about a
well-
coat, not a cloak.
I said, literally said it's a cloak, not a coat.
Right, and I'm agreeing with you.
Cloak coat.
Anyway, I hate this case.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
As much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
Yeah.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
What?
So
Animation,
drapes on.
fashion.
The
about
impact of
the-
the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust.
Wait, is he using a rope, by the way, to like throw it down?
Yes, it was
How
tied by
strong is
rope
that
and he let
rope,
go.
Though? 'Cause,
Well,
the
you
bus
can
is
have pretty
presumably heavy.
You can have pretty strong rope, but the thing that I don't understand is that shouldn't the rope be some of the invisible wire that Max talked about earlier?
You think?
Because
Well, it might
otherwise,
be.
people would have fucking seen the rope going up, because rope is thick.
I mean, it might have been.
Yeah, if you can't
Or
see
was
the rope,
it the
then it's
floodlights or
snappable.
whatever? That they were saying that it's like blinding, so you can't see anything.
Well, no,
Is that the
because
idea?
remember Saba, the invisible like wire that Max uses in his show is able to hold him, and I'm assuming he weighs more than the bust.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like just dragging someone across, right, and then having a bust with gravity being pulled down and then jerked back up.
Why would it be jerked back up?
Well, it's like a bungee, right? It's free falling
What?
with the hit, right?
No, my assumption would be that it would drop all the way to the ground and then he would start picking it up. Right?
But it didn't.
Oh. Yeah, no, yeah, it didn't either because then he would have seen the cloak like draping on the ground.
Yeah,
I feel
you're
like-
pretty
I feel like-
right.
I feel like Zach is glossing over the fact that the cloak just perfectly falls off of him
Landed.
and catches onto the statue.
No, I'm not glossing over that fact, but I'm less disturbed by that, because that's the kind, like, I don't know, did you, like, you were here for Case 5? Case 5 of the previous case had just as many contrivances, if not more frustrating ones.
I think that, well, I guess this case is compounded by the fact that I don't like anyone in this case.
I mean, I liked Pearly.
Was she really in this case?
No.
Would you say that she was a component of this case, Zach?
No.
Did she contribute anything to the plot of this case?
I like the lion.
Can we get through this case?
That impact
Yeah,
also caused the
please.
sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown.
I hate this case.
When Mo looked out of his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally, went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up, which leads to this terrible animation.
There
I
he
mean, to be
goes.
fair, there's not that much animation in this game.
That's true. And that's how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the person who is able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro. It could only have been you.
I hate this case.
The worst part is that he's right. Right?
Yeah, I'm about
Like-
to say, like, we know he's right, but the thing is that, like, the fucking thing of, like, oh, the cloak conveniently just so happened to get snagged on the fucking cards? Like, that would never hold up in court in a million years.
Acro's been playing mind games with us all.
He sure has.
Don't like
But he's
it.
come to the end of his rope now. Ah, funny.
So,
What now?
you've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip.
I'm gonna break your
Oh god.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well.
She whips
Shut
him.
the fuck
Miss Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. Quickly,
I'm
make
not
something up
sure.
on the
Did they
fly.
say that? Thanks, Echo. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
I mean, the fact that there were no roses, right? A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. Man, I'm
That's
gonna
enough
actually
talking.
PB&J.
Ooh.
Right. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic.
It's magic. To this magic.
Fucking. What the fuck was the point of this photo?
The Max G promo photo?
Yeah.
Show how shiny it is.
Well, why don't you try presenting? Present it.
Shut up.
It's either the Max G promo poster or the Silk Hat. Not the Grand Prix poster, the Max G promo poster.
This one.
Yeah, or
Is
the
it
Silk Hat,
is it because of the roses, like I said?
probably.
Alright, I'll present this, I guess. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceeding.
Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of those contradictions.
You fool! Do you ever shut up?
Not really. Max's
Yeah,
silk
I
hat was
noticed.
found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. Oh, okay. So that's how there was two, because the bust is wearing one. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Makes sense if you look at it that way. That he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
I just want to say, from that angle where we get to see the wheelchair from behind, he's about the same height as everyone else is when they stand at the stand, and there clearly isn't anything under him. So if he could stand up, he'd be like fucking 8 feet tall.
Almost as tall as Gumshoe.
I think that just means that or either that, or that just means that his wheelchair is really big.
Well,
It's
you can
got
see his legs,
hydraulic-
though, underneath the wheelchair. And they're like on the floor.
Anyway,
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction.
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court. He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away.
Can you do it, Nick?
No. Guilty. Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bus. That's not evidence! If the
It is
cloak
not.
snagged onto the bus, what happened to the white roses?
Oh god.
Oh, they
What?
fell off,
Oh,
obviously.
because they grabbed onto the cards and not his shoulders. What? Do you get it
Cool.
yet? The cloak snagged onto the front of the bust. It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust.
Wait, then that means he should have seen them?
Right, because he was pointing at the window. Which explains
Oh
why
my
Mo
God.
didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust.
yeah, sure, Phoenix. Okay.
Order.
Oh my god.
This is quite the shocking state of affairs.
I feel
Mr.
like
Wright.
this isn't landing as well as the writers would hope that it would.
No, I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm a writer. And I hate it.
No, you're not. You're an artist.
Yep, I'm both.
No, you can only be one or the other.
Who says?
God.
Are you
You
equating
can't
yourself
Oh,
to
we're
God
the
yet again,
God.
Jack?
No, I'm not. What the fuck you mean yet again?
Mr.
Alright.
Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. That's
What?
court.
That is 100% what a judge should be saying, you know, a person of the law.
I'm
Let's just go
about
with
to
it.
say, like, we've been in other cases where we've had a good argument that makes logical sense, and the judge will just be like, I don't like this, fuck you. and just like be like,
now
yeah,
he's
you're
like,
done.
sure.
All right.
And now he's just like, yeah, sure, this is fun.
I mean, if you want to keep looking gift horse in the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Let's just
do
speed
this,
through
Nick.
this.
Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel like I've been wanting to. Look at him, the birds love. Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You're doing an awful lot of standing in front of someone who's only got, this fucking wheelchair. You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll be able to understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive. The witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster.
Alright, now we get to the whole fact that the tiger sneezed because of some stupid pepper prank or whatever.
You mean the lion?
Yawn.
Yeah,
Anyone
the
with
bear.
any relation to the circus is well aware of this.
A platypus.
The ocelot.
The platypus bear.
The giraffe.
Yo! Getting murdered by a giraffe would be
Thus,
so
there's
fucking
absolutely no way
unfortunate.
someone like this could kill the ringmaster.
Could you imagine, dude? Could you fucking imagine the Phoenix Wright case where the murder victim, he was like bludgeoned to death by like 2 objects simultaneously, and you spend the entire case being like, what the fuck could it possibly be? And then you realize that the murder victim was doused with a pheromone that like makes giraffes really aggressive, and so a giraffe just fucking whipped its head around like you see in those videos and fucking snapped his spine.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Man, that'd be the greatest murder weapon ever.
Oh no.
Your Honor, I'd like to hear Akro's story.
Oh, there's a testimony.
Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive.
Ah.
Mhm.
It seems that this case isn't over yet.
Oh,
Very
we
well.
might not make to this, yeah.
I feel this is a good place to take a break. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingley's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Okay. Oh my god, there's a whole
Okay,
nother
great.
pot.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe we might not make it, but I mean, we
On
still
the
have
bright
like
side,
40
there's
minutes.
no further investigation.
I want to finish this tonight. If you guys end up leaving at midnight, that's fine.
Let's try to burst through this, and if not, I'll just hate
I
Power.
can't believe it's Acro! It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was almost always... to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus. Am I that hated?
Ahem.
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did? But... Oh, this is the fucking Southern. But I ain't nothing but a little old nobody, you know.
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Oh, Gumshoe.
Oh, is it? I thought it was Mo.
It says pal.
Hey, pal.
Hey,
I assume pal.
pal.
I assume
And ignore me after I went through all this trouble to bring you some evidence.
got
Detective
more evidence?
Gumshoe.
Oh, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little?
Whoa, we've got some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, detective?
Well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it?
Here you go.
Oh, it's the, yeah.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yeah, I've included the forensic. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret.
Huh?
Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan.
I mean, I've never helped you at all or anything.
I
We've never
Yeah.
been allies.
I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were sent into motion.
Final plans.
Uh-huh. I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What do you mean by that, the very end part?
I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me.
Oh, one more thing.
Ah, don't scare me like that!
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant.
What? For me?
It's milk.
More milk.
Ew.
Reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils.
Like a dairy? Like a dairy farm?
An entire dairy's worth of milk for me?
What the fuck is up with this guy and dairy?
Well, I mean, he said in a previous part of the case that he always drinks like a tall glass of milk before going out on stage. But the fact that he's getting so much from all the from like all the other people at the circus seems to imply that either they're trying to fuck him up on milk, like it's poisoned, or that they actually don't dislike him. I'm not sure.
Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling,
Yes, Your Honor.
please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we got a motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. But at least we still had our legs. That's when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at 9 years old with my prodigious legs. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life, and I thought I'd found a way when I'd mastered the use of my legs for tricks.
You're such a thoughtful young man.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such... Okay.
Sorry.
You're absolutely right. How would anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? I know you.
I know you. You're gonna give up, right?
Yeah, that's what you always do.
Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? What do you mean? We already figured this out!
No, not in character, we haven't.
Oh.
No, because we fucking presented it when we did his psyche locks.
Yeah, his psyche locks, not
Well-
in court.
No, right, but I'm saying, like, why is Phoenix trying to figure it out? We already figured it out.
We don't know why he wanted to kill the ringmaster.
Phoenix is dumbass.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I'm about to say, okay, I understand what you're saying.
Man, Grant, you just figured that out? He's literally been making up everything in every single case we played in.
Phoenix is
The
a
defense
genius
has the right to
dumbass.
cross-examine the witness.
You're so tactless, Herr Phoenix, right? You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
You're one to talk.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
God, I hate prosecutors. What,
I
is this
looked up-
wrong?
Well, I looked it up. There's no penalty, but you have to press everything. However, if
Ugh.
you chose no need to question him, you could have skipped this.
I mean, I can just skip all the
What?
dialogue.
Yeah.
Ow.
Basically, there's no reason he'd want to kill the ringmaster.
But there totally is.
I'm about to say, but there is.
No, there isn't.
But there is!
But there isn't.
But there
Well,
is.
think of it more like, who he would want to kill first and
I'm about to
foremost.
say he would want like I know what happened. He wanted to kill Regina because she like did some stupid pepper prank or whatever, which made the lion sneeze, which made it bite down on his head, and then fucking Russell Berry intercepted the letter or whatever, the message, because she loves his daughter, or he loves his daughter. So that's why he ended up being the victim instead of Regina.
The question right now is why he would want to kill specifically the ringmaster, and it's assumed that we're trying to develop a motive for him.
Right. Oh my god, there's so many. That one. Press. Skip. Shit. Fuck.
What do you think, Nick? Can you come up with an answer faster?
What the fuck? Oh. You. Oh my god, double whip. Oh my god, she's just whipping everybody.
Nick, I hate to say whatever, but whatever.
I also don't want to say anything.
I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead?
Fucking.
just
So
now?
because he doesn't actually want the ringmaster dead, I can't prove that, right?
Yes,
So I can't provide one.
you can't provide one.
This is like weird. This is really weird logic. Oh shit, sorry. I was in automatic skip mode. Your Honor. The reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
Well, what?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow!
Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster.
If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
End of things.
Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night.
What did you just say?
I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with.
Okay.
You sound so surprised, Carrie.
Slam.
What?
Order.
Oh my god.
Well, because I mean, if we think about it, when we talked to Regina about the letter, she even said that she was the one who found it first, but then she
In her
thought that it
pocket.
was right in her pocket, and then
And she's an idiot.
and she's an idiot, so she's like, "Oh, someone must have lost this," and so she posted it on the corkboard because
Can
she's
we
an
seriously
idiot,
not
and then
lock her
her
up?
and then her father was like, "Holy shit, this is bad," and tried to take care of the whole situation. God,
Regina's like, oh, someone lost it in my pocket. How'd it end up here? Whatever, that's fine.
God, she's so stupid.
Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face twice if you want.
Yes, sir. Remember us? We're still Kermits.
Hello.
Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do? I'm like, ow, stop.
Yeah, Phoenix, right? What in the world are you trying to do to his court?
That's really funny.
Are you attempting to imply that Echo was trying to kill someone else?
So profile Regina.
Correct. Correct.
Correct.
Regina Berry?
God, I miss Plankton.
This young girl is the ringmaster's
Is he gone?
daughter, correct?
Well, SpongeBob isn't good anymore, so yes. Acro.
Alright.
Oh, I miss those days.
You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leaning question.
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it.
That's it, huh, Herr Phoenix, right?
Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to. I.
The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Bailiff.
Jeff, get him.
We lost the
Get
sword. We
around.
can't kill anyone of the Von
And
Karma
that
bloodline
goes for you
anymore.
too, have Phoenix
Damn.
Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro went out to kill this young girl.
The note. Right?
Yes. The note.
I
The note.
They
Acro,
know.
you remember this, don't you?
That's.
It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat.
Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem.
Acro didn't intend to place this note, did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster.
You mean it wasn't for the...
That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry.
Order. 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 Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours.
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. It's a game! Anyway,
In theory.
simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board.
That's when her father, I mean the ringmaster, saw the note?
That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And when he was killed because of that mistake, and he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? No, his wheelchair, wheelchair, wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
Or just the
Wheelchair,
birds like
wheelchair.
tweet, 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 tweet.
Acro had no idea who arrived in the plaza. He couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bust fly. Man, that would have fucking pancaked Regina.
True.
Like, that probably would have beheaded her.
Nick. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience?
She is. Unfortunately, it's only
No,
gonna
very
get harsher from
fortunately.
here.
Maya's just like, Nick,
Very fortunate.
Hey,
I
Nick,
hope
stop.
Regina can't handle it.
stop dreaming about fucking a little girl getting beheaded, Nick. We're in court, Nick.
What the fuck? Because I know what Mo was trying to do with inviting Regina to the court today. He's, like, trying to show her that, like, she needs to, like, kind of grow up a little bit.
Are we sure we can't put her in jail instead?
Why her?
Oh, I'll tell you all the reasons after we finish this case.
Okay.
Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Foolish fool ideas, foolish tomfoolery. You're so fucking foolish, you made me sound like a goddamn foolhardy fucking fool. Very well, have Phoenix, right? If you're so sure, then tell us about this lie. I have conclusive evidence of what took place.
Yes. What about that line?
Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it could mean that this note was declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer.
You just don't get it, do you?
What? What did you just say?
The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter.
Oh, hold it right there, Miss Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago, I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time.
Moron!
Wait, did we actually look at this? Stained with blood and a small quantity of pepper. Yeah, okay.
Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. everything in this case has its start with something that happened 6 months ago.
Hey Nick, really?
I think so.
Well, then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is the conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I'd know. I'd certainly like to know what it is.
If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually this pepper.
Phoenix,
It's the
are you
paper.
bluffing?
Mr. Phoenix, are you bluffing again? It is the pepper, right?
It is the pepper.
The paper.
Mm.
Peppa Pig.
Oh my god.
Ow.
What kind of spicy joke is this, Herr Phoenix, right?
It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion.
Conclusion.
Very well.
So, what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Strike one for murder.
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix, right, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim?
No one?
No, 100%. She had a victim. She's a killer.
Wait, really?
Just continue.
Wait, so was the intended victim Bat?
Yeah.
Right? Because he was the one who had the lion, who had his head in the lion's mouth.
It sure is Bat.
Really?
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
it's-
I'm just gonna say, like, I'm assuming that she didn't fucking intend to, like,
yeah.
turn him into a
Because
vegetable.
she's an idiot.
She just thought that it'd be a funny joke.
That is the closest thing we have to this answer with that.
Aw.
So funny.
Alright, present. I'm about to say, she really is dumb.
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother.
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead.
Technically, that's
Might as
true.
well be.
However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother's dead.
Regina,
Hello, I
she
ate
did
your
that.
pie.
She did that to him?
You
Yes.
spent your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool.
Yes.
Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Ecker's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Ms. Regina Berry is an animal trainer by trade.
Animal trader by tame.
However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina would never do something like that. It's just not in her. Have you met her? Goddamn.
Have you met her?
Oh,
She's
gosh.
an absolute dunce.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder, but he's the victim of an accident.
I think that's still technically true.
I see.
I mean, that's still, like, essentially manslaughter.
Now
Yeah.
what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory because it's ridiculous. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? Please, for God's sake, you know.
I mean, I personally choose to believe that it's an accident because Regina's a dumbass, but what is the actual answer, Adrian?
It was more than that.
Really?
Or not. Everyone progresses.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why put the option? The lion
Because
biting
it's
bat
bad.
was
One of
no
them gives you a
accident at
humorous
all.
response, Zach.
Which one gives a
What?
humorous response?
It wasn't an accident.
Uh-oh.
You're such an amateur, Herr Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being.
She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. And this is where I present the scarf.
Mhm.
Let's
Yes?
be honest. If she
Yes.
knew that scarf was gonna make someone sneeze, then I hold her accountable.
That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct?
That's right.
And who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat?
Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina.
There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper.
Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? I love a bird.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a
Listen.
choice of word.
These are
That's not
old
the
phrases.
word.
It's okay.
Don't do that to a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime?
My goodness, I've never seen that kind of phrase.
Miss Berry gave us a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge doesn't get it.
So, Judge, put
Yeah,
your
Phoenix,
head,
right.
like wear this bandana and put your head inside of a lion's mouth. You want to see what the
Oh,
problem
gladly.
is?
But wasn't that?
Oh,
but
yeah.
wasn't that Bat who wanted to do that?
But it was a dare, remember?
Did
And
okay?
he
So
wanted
did
to cast her out
Regina
on his
dare
shoulders.
him?
Yeah, and then she was probably like, "Yeah, well, then I'll go out with you."
No,
And so he was like,
that was like, hey, if I do this, you have to go on a date with me. And that
Yeah,
was the
exactly.
thing.
That's what I thought it was. So I
Oh.
feel like this
she-
is just a really unfortunate cross section. Like
when did she give him the scarf?
she gave him the scarf literally that day.
I mean, and this wouldn't be. Did he actually start sneezing or anything? Did he catch on?
I don't actually
Definitely
know.
not.
Because
Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling. The lion was smiling.
Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile.
I've never heard of them smiling, however.
Lions sneeze. Oh my god.
WWW.
Leon was
No,
trying
you
to
do.
wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, what he actually did was sneeze. Man, so fucked up.
"God damn."
He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What?
You fool!
So yeah, so it is essentially manslaughter. Because she gave him the scarf assuming that, like, he would be sneezing all day, and then he was like, hey, if I do this fucking dumbass thing, you'll go on a date with me, right? And Regina was like, sure, I can't see consequences in my future.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Oh.
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object for objection's sake.
You can't do that.
Herr Phoenix,
Are you
right.
sweating
Did
profusely?
you believe it?
This is the same energy as Edgeworth being like, I was hoping to come with ejection while I was objecting, but
That's
It's
really
You
good.
different.
really
because
intend to
Von
say
Karma
that
is
this is how this
dislikable.
joke of an accident actually happened?
She is dislikable, you are right. Of course
I
I
mean,
do. It's the truth.
I like her later cases, just not this one.
The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to the accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina.
You foolish idiot.
Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination.
not
Mr.
done?
Wright.
It was all a dream. I used to
To
read
think
words
that
out.
someone who
What's
treats
wrong?
this
Where is he
accident with
going?
the respect it deserves.
Are you telling me that what I said was true?
Acro.
You don't mean, you can't mean, witness.
Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright. Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder.
What do you mean by that?
The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
The same problem it's always been, evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence?
This is like bullshit though. Like you don't need one piece of evidence that like proves it. This is pretty like this part about like the pepper and whatnot is proven by the fact that there's pepper on the scarf. You know?
I mean, that establishes a motive.
Right.
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise.
But go fuck yourself then? The murder weapon.
The bus that the defense claims was used. If that were found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive evidence in my eyes.
Yes, it would be.
It's almost like if they had had that to begin it, at the beginning, this case would have been done in like 2 seconds.
Wow. If only.
If only, if only. The bust.
Nick, we gotta do something.
This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. See
Request
how
a
things
search
work out
action.
first?
Correct.
I'm about to say, because
Oh
we
my God.
already searched Acro's room and we didn't see anything. It's a life-size bust. Where the fuck would he hide it?
I don't like this case.
Alright,
Yep.
see how things work out
We're
first.
so close.
It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but
Why aren't you going to go search his room?
Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice.
no,
That's
you're
it.
not getting your own spin-off game.
I am. Fuck you.
I guess. I figured with you, this would be the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned.
Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday.
What did you find?
Absolutely nothing. There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think was found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness.
Which is bullshit!
But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for.
You see, Mr. Wright,
Don't we have it?
the bust
Anyways.
was in my room. We have a photo of it.
Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story.
Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this.
Ha 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 ha. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin.
I don't. Was it? Is it in fucking Joe's room? Or sorry, Mo's room or something?
Joe.
Sorry.
Who's Joe?
Joe.
But what about the scarf? What about the note?
My
about the-
brother Joe lives in the sewers and has these balloons. It's kind of. Yeah.
Oh God.
What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now.
Ah,
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. Even though I totally want to. Okay, the bust, where is it now?
where's the bust right now?
You're Phoenix Wright. You should know where that bust is. I'm sure you do.
It's not even a single clue. What am I supposed to know where the bust is?
A lot of bust talk.
Oh, I swear to God, I was like, is there another part?
It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short.
Thank you for your support.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness.
Wait.
Objection.
Okay.
There we go.
Hold it. Is Gumshoe. Oh.
There is Max's bust. The defense needs time to prepare to present its case? I mean case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue.
But
Well,
We need time for what? Ah!
Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
Why are you asking me?
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
I could have just said that! Fuck
Well,
off!
then you should have.
Hey, wait, you can't be serious.
Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose our lives.
Okay.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
So this is one of the only parts I actually like about this case somewhat, but it is controversial. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think I'll be finding one anytime soon.
Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward.
The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now?
So,
Somewhere
Zach, I
in
will-
this courtroom.
first of all, I'd like you to take note of the penalty. Second of all,
Yeah, it's 4.
Ooh.
I will say that not on this one, but on the next selection screen, there is one that will give you an instant game over unless you're at full health, but also gives you an achievement.
Wait, what do you mean?
There's
Have
one
to
that
be
will
that
take
one.
away all but 1 bar of health on the next selection, if you're right. But it does give you an achievement, at least on the mobile version.
Shiny achievement.
I mean, I'm up for achievements. I do have full health, assuming I get this right.
So the first one is somewhere in this courtroom.
Is
Oh
it
my
in
God,
his
are you
fucking
serious?
wheelchair?
Well, the first one is
Is
somewhere in
it
this
the
courtroom.
wheelchair?
Is he a wheelchair?
It's obvious. The bus is
Why on?
inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where.
Allow me to pinpoint the location of this bus once and for all. The witness
If you
stand.
choose the judge's bench, he will give you twice this penalty.
But then I get to keep going, right?
Do it.
Assuming you didn't get game over, then yes.
Zach.
Alright,
You
I'm
want-
doing this because it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
It's,
well,
What? Why did you stop talking all of a sudden?
well, I'm just not really sure if I should say anything or not because under your honor's bench.
What did you just say to me? That's a penalty.
you
Ah!
were just whipped.
What's that? You want a double? Here you go.
No! Ah! A response so stupid it'll instant KO you. I knew I had a bad feeling about that. I also did not get an
Hurry up
achievement.
and fix
Well,
things.
I guess they didn't do it for the PC port then.
Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, gotta go forward.
Gotta go fast.
Oh man, that is kind of funny though. So it's
Well, it's
somewhere
okay,
in
at
this
least
You
we
courtroom.
want a double?
We got the humor out of that.
Want a double?
So the actual answer is the witness stand, right? Because it's in his wheelchair.
Yes. Yeah.
Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? Oh my god, does he not have any fucking legs?
Did they get completely
I'm
bitten
sorry, I
down?
didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. I was distracted by the sound of the double penalty.
Well, you're a big guy and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems, to me, that it's really easy to hide a bust under there.
Is it?
Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr.
But we
Wright.
saw it from behind. This doesn't make any sense. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. You proved, that proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it, under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again, would you please remove the blanket from your lap?
Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Except for the part where you got a double penalty and nearly lost all your life.
But it was funny.
It was kind of funny.
You fool! How could you?
You forgot me. I've been backed by a real pro. Actually, two of them.
Two of them.
Miss Francisca von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night?
Oh, I knew you were guilty. Like,
There were
3
two
days
pieces
ago.
of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that.
I kind of like how, as of right now, he doesn't have a breakdown animation.
So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
It all makes sense now.
I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
Uh-huh. You
Wow.
definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know, I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it. Me make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that.
I'm a little bit sad because I'm reading the description. It says if we chose the prosecutor's bench, you would have been whipped by Francisca until you were literally knocked out and suffered amnesia again.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
does that mean we lose?
I think that's a game over.
What the
It seems
fuck?
we
Well, we have to
finally
go
arrived
back
at-
and do that as well.
Oh my god, no.
No.
Seems we finally arrived at the truth. Macro,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you kill the ringmaster of the very big circus, Mr. Russellberry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro.
Okay. It's just a really sad case.
Yeah.
It's a really sad case with a lot of filler.
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way.
And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper.
I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely.
Oh.
My God.
She would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried.
That's when you decided to do something about Regina.
How dreadful.
So are you saying that you're a victim in all of this as well?
No, that's not what I mean.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who
Wow,
I
I
am.
hate this case.
At first, I thought I'd kill myself, and
Jesus.
I pondered giving
What
myself
the
up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
This has been such a strange case.
Yeah, that's the word, Judge.
It's almost a reflection of the circus itself.
What?
I'm an idiot. Fucking Acro was like, yeah, I was thinking about killing myself. And the judge was like, man, whack.
Whack.
Whack,
I
dude.
can't believe it.
Like I feel
You
like
beat me again.
I feel like the writers of this particular case have like no emotional intelligence, because there was all that creepy stuff with like so many people, like including Phoenix being like, "Ah, dude, Regina though." And now we're at the point where the villain just went like, "I considered killing myself because of my guilt." And now they're all just like, "Man, rough, buddy." And I'm like, "What?"
That's rough, buddy.
I mean, to be fair, the culture about that stuff is different in Japan, I guess, and the translators didn't have a lot of room.
Sucks.
I guess.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so
Oh,
tall.
hey, Max is there.
Oh.
I think we discussed canonically, it was shown in the manual that Gumshoe's the one that throws the confetti.
Yes.
Yeah.
The court is adjourned.
Always.
He does so much.
Great. Also, it is 12:04 and I have work in the morning,
About
so
to
I
say
am
you
going
can
to
you
go.
can go. It's fine.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
I'll pull
I'm about to
Regina.
say anybody else can leave too if they want. I'm just finishing this, so
I'll try
still
and
have to
stay the
complain.
end.
I'll
you
finish
still
it.
have to complain. Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them.
Thank you.
Hmm.
What's with the vibe in this room? Atrocious vibes, my dude.
I'm just thinking about
Everyone's
Acro.
vibes.
No. If you worried about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy.
Huh?
Why are we getting life? Oh my god!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, that immediately makes me feel terrible. Holy shit.
I said I.
No, I don't feel terrible.
She might be an idiot, but like...
She's been like this for a
No,
while now.
no, just
It's all my fault.
I'm about to say she's finally coming to the realization that, like, life has consequences. Sweetie pie.
Bad and aggro. They're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up.
Regina.
Oh my
Mr. Right.
god!
Tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Aggro said something right at the end.
Please don't be the...
Screw it up and leave, yeah. Does that mean that Aggro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me?
I mean, I don't think so, right?
Of course he is.
Pick.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Of course
I mean,
he will.
the court is one. Won't have to
If
try to
only
correct
Grant.
answer
That's
here.
what I want.
He's not gonna do that to you, Regina.
You could have been an asshole and said you thought so, and you
Duh.
would have went on the case.
Are you...
Are you sure?
Oh.
You're really sure I can believe that?
Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore.
If that's true, then I want to see some evidence.
Huh?
I want to know you're not making up that stuff
crybaby.
about acrodontic revenge.
I don't fucking know. What was it? This? Because he
No.
gave it to us? Well, no, he didn't give it to us. I don't know.
I mean, again, this is bonus stuff, but do you want to know the correct answer?
Yeah,
It's Bat, his brother.
because he wanted to like Regina.
You can present it and you'll see.
Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again.
Well, now he's in jail, so he can't do that. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know, but barely.
Well,
I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught,
Uh-huh.
I know.
What?
I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes and then he can meet Acro again.
that's so sweet of you, Regina.
I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind.
Hey, Max.
What is it, Mo?
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened.
I mean, Max was also an asshole, so
I think the most
Everyone's
asshole
kind
thing
of
he
an
did was
asshole.
smash someone in the head with a bottle, which is violent but not murder.
I mean, he did smash someone in the head with a bottle because it was like a love conflict. So I
It's
guess
just
I don't
aggravated
know.
assault.
So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand what a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided I will take over as the new ringmaster.
Oh my god.
As the new god.
I'll turn this circus into the best circus the world's ever seen.
The best circus the world has ever seen.
Don't laugh, I'm competent.
That's
Clearly.
quite the goal.
Yay! I can't wait.
Then
So
I guess
excited.
that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing the best circus in the world ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician in the world has ever seen.
Max.
Let's work together and make the circus super fabulous! What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you.
I will keep my same pay. Regina, you're gonna help them too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Regina. Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo,
Mo's right, sweetie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry.
Max.
Nick,
It seems like everything's gonna turn out alright here.
I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats. Ha 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 ha
Oh my god.
ha ha ha.
Oh my god, make it stop.
He's caught in an endless loop.
Yesterday's surprise raid, it really paid off, just like you said it would.
Oh, it's
sir.
Edgeworth.
You have it all figured out, didn't you?
Wait.
It was just a theory, a game theory.
Thanks for watching.
So yeah, if you didn't play Investigations 1 and 2, like spoiling yourself like a fucking
You would be like, wait, who's this?
yeah. And if you didn't play Ace Attorney 1, you'd be really confused.
You'd be especially confused.
Yeah.
Oh!
He got a new outfit.
He does have a slightly new outfit.
Or it's just a coat.
Oh yeah, it might just be a coat. Actually,
It's just the coat he's
right.
wearing over it.
Oh yeah, I see the red.
Aw.
A little bit of red there.
I was like, he's taking like some
So,
Von
what'd you
Karma
guys
look.
think of this great case?
So I
Um,
want to
this-
say
we're
one
done.
thing real quick before Saba goes off on this case, because clearly she wants to. I feel... What the fuck is that robot hand?
You'll find out later.
Oh my god, that's such a nightmare.
Bro, Edgeworth is back.
Oh look, there's like a clockwork maid, or is that the fucking steel samurai?
Just keep okay
Anyway.
getting distracted.
Sorry, the thing that, like, because the thing in my mind that I really need to wrap my head around, because it's like, okay, clearly none of, well, I mean, like, a lot of this was just accidents. The only person who wanted to hurt somebody was Acro because he was upset. But just the fucking fact that Regina was so dumb and so, like, isolated in her own world that she saw the lion, the tiger, like, all of these creatures as fucking house pets. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, that's so unbelievable, but I get it, because that's her character. But still, it's like, oh my god, treat these animals with more respect, please? But yeah.
Okay, well, I
Get
mean, on top of that, I honestly, I don't care. I wish Regina could, just have been arrested because let me tell you my logic here. One, right? She basically gave him the handkerchief or whatever, probably really like recent before he did that dare. So one, it's her fault that Bat and Acro are where they are at right now.
Correct.
Two, because she caused Leon to sneeze, she also caused him to get shot.
That's true.
And then number
Yeah.
three, right? You also had the fact of Acro, basically wanting to kill him, right? Or kill whoever, Regina. But
Yeah.
because he couldn't see out the window, because Regina caused him to lose his legs because of what happened.
It led
He would-
to her father's death.
It's all because
Yeah.
of Regina.
So technically, think about it, if Acro had seen it was the ringmaster, he wouldn't have killed him.
No, absolutely not.
So it's also Regina's fault that her father's dead.
Yeah, well, because I mean, the thing is that like you can trace that logic back, and it still comes down to the fact that Acro decided to commit murder. So it's still Acro's fault, but it's definitely Regina's incompetence that sparked this whole situation.
I mean, maybe he would have like tried doing it again, but let's be honest, if he had seen it was the ringmaster, he would have not killed him.
No, absolutely not. I don't
So-
know. He would have like set up a mirror, which is like the first thing I thought of, by the way. Where it's like, why didn't you just set a mirror up to hang so that way you could look down?
But yeah, I wish Regina would have because you think about it, Acro's literally his brother's in a coma because she put some pepper on isn't she an animal tamer? Shouldn't she know that the pepper will cause Leon to sneeze?
Right, but this is what I'm saying, where it's like when she sees them, like I feel like when she sees them as house pets, she literally cannot perceive of them causing anyone harm.
Just
You know what I mean?
I really literally I would just say I don't care. You have caused such immense pain to someone who literally his brother's in a coma now, and you've lost him. His legs are gone because of you. Not only that, the one person he owed his life to is also dead because of her.
Right. But I mean, the thing is, once again, because of her incompetence, it's all her fault. But both of the fucking the Acrobat brothers made decisions that led to their demise. You know what I mean? And it's just like, so it's technically not her fault, but it's definitely her fault.
No, I'm going with your latter here. That I want to blame her. She should get something, right? Poor Acro. I hate this case.
So just to boil it down, to be reductionist a little bit here, if two carnies were in the circus and one killed the other with a big statue,
Would that be fucked up?
If one person killed another with a thinker clock, would that be fucked up?
Man.
All right. Well, Grant,
Yeah.
because obviously Saba and I have talked about this, and Adrian obviously already has disdain for this case. And not that I don't want to hear from Adrian, but what do you think, Grant?
I fucking hate this case. This is awful.
This case is
Tell me more, Grant.
this case is weird because I am personally I'm taking the mild frustration I had at the grinding bits, like the filler bits towards the middle, and just multiplying whatever emotions I have by 5 or 6, because if I didn't just be like, hey Adrian, tell me where to go next, we would have been there for another 2 fucking episodes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would have been
I'm so
nuts.
glad we used the walkthrough.
Yeah, so it's just I can see this case just being naturally frustrating, and then the case is also just really fucked up.
Yeah, it's like they took everything bad about a regular Phoenix Wright case and were like, hey, what if we just multiply that by 10?
I don't know. I feel like there weren't as many contrivances, the stuff that really upsets me. Because, I mean, Von Karma's whole character is just assault the character. You know what I mean? But it's just I don't know.
I will say that execution obviously horrible. This case flops and sucks, but
This was not a good case.
There are some ideas that I think were good ideas that were executed horribly in this case.
I really like the setting. I like the idea of a murder at a circus.
I hate the setting. I hate the circus.
Why do you
But-
hate the circus? Do you hate the circus or do you hate the characters at the circus?
I hate both.
What's
Circuses
wrong
are
with the circus?
they're hot, uncomfortable, sweaty, and you just sit there in darkness, and it's just gross.
No, well,
And
okay, listen. I'm
you
saying
gotta
like the visual aesthetic of the circus is very unique.
Mo is a fucking ugly design clown. I don't like his design
Then
at
they
all.
could have changed his design. But
I don't
anyway,
like.
yes, you were saying. Keep going.
Anyways, I was saying there are some ideas in this case that I thought were interesting, but again, executed badly. For one, I like the idea that the victim is or the defendant is someone that clearly everyone despises. The idea that the murderer comes to court hiding the murder weapon on his person.
Well, because he
Uh,
can't
That would
he
be
can't do
interesting.
anything, right? Because
Right.
he can't dispose of it somewhere.
Right. The idea that there's a character that is introduced as like this innocent, pure thing that everyone likes, and by the end you fucking despise her.
Yeah, I don't
But
know,
like,
because the thing, yeah, because you're right, because she seems like such an adorable, innocent character at first, but then it really hammers home the idea that she cannot function as like a member of society because of how incompetent she is.
right. Those are the three main ideas that in this case that I like. But on the whole, execution-wise and practicality, I fucking hate this case.
I
So
mean, did you guys? Was it a surprise to you that you had that choice where all of a sudden we just said, "Oh no, Acro's the actual killer"?
Yeah, so I was also going to talk about that. This case has some really because like I'm kind of like leapfrogging off of what Adrian said, where this case has some really straightforward, clean logic that I really enjoyed. Because there's the thing of like, well, the murder weapon had to be in his room, but they didn't find it. Where could it possibly have been? And you can logically put those together. And I'm not saying that necessarily you couldn't have just immediately accused Acro, but that seems like they had like a whole bit in there where we did more discussion, and then they just cut it out for time. You know what I mean? Because it's just an immediate jump to, oh, it's Acro. You know what I mean? But there's that,
I go
and
to
then the
bed.
fucking thing with the fucking cloak just like fluttering onto the statue. That's just like really weird and would absolutely never hold up in court in a million years.
there is. I will say that the final case, without spoiling any details, but the final case of Game 3 has a similar contrivance, and it's the final case of the game, so it's like the big climax. It has a similar contrivance that's equally important to the case, and everyone loves that case. People love that case so much, and I'm just like, I love that case for a lot of reasons, but that also pisses me off about that case.
Eh.
Oh well.
Just like a contrivance that like is there's so many variables that could easily make it go completely wrong.
I'm so glad we finished this one because I didn't want to have to deal with this anymore.
I think the next case is one of the better cases in the series as a whole. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's one of the better ones.
I
Okay.
agree.
Well, I look forward to that. We'll probably, like, because obviously I'm still trying to fine tune the whole, like, skipping through investigation segments and, like, you know, just trying to, like, figure out the proper balance
Right.
of, like, just filler versus actual content
Right.
and identifying those appropriately. So hopefully we'll be able to figure that out a
Right.
little bit more as we go forward, but.
Yeah, I will say that one of the weaknesses of the next case is that it also has quite a bit of filler, but it's just walking around mostly, which is benign, I guess. I mean, you're trying to pad a DS game, so it's whatever.
I mean, if it's stuff where it's just, like, figuring out where to go next, I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that I'm not that opposed to just
I mean,
using the walkthrough for.
Yeah, that I would just say, like, well, where should I go to next? I mean, if it's not already obvious, which normally it should be, then it's, like, really obtuse, and I would just be
Well,
fine.
because, like,
just,
if they designed it well, right? If it wasn't just this fucking ridiculous menu system that doesn't make any sense, if it was designed well, it would literally just be an overmap with a bunch of dots on it, and then that would be easy as fuck to just be like, oh, let me try here, let me try here, let me try here, let me try here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not that.
It's not that, so it's obtuse. Yeah.
It's so weird that they decide to make a list that changes where you can go to based on where you are at the moment. So
And
you
then
can't
some
go
places
everywhere.
just don't make any sense. Like in case 5, why couldn't I go from the detective? Why couldn't I go from the detective agency to the detention center?
I mean, in some instances, it's, like, logical in the sense of, well, this place is really far away, but, I mean, there's still... You should still have included it regardless, I would say.
I'm
I
about
don't
to say
know.
for the sake of the game, period, you should be able to go to anywhere from anywhere, period.
I will say that if you bear through for 2 more games, then you get to game 5, where it's just a list function and it has all the locations.
I don't know if there's any other Ace Attorney games that are available on Steam.
Well, then you'll have to play it through legitimate means.
I don't even know if I have a good emulator for 3DS games.
Uh,
You
I don't
mean
know, but I
legit?
was able to play it through legitimate means on my phone, and that worked
I
decently.
can't stream that.
Well, then
I'm
don't
gonna-
stream it.
I
Whatever.
want to stream it. You and Saba with your like, oh, play phone games, and I'm like, but I want to stream it though. And then you're
Play
both
Candy
like,
Crush. Candy Crush is
I'm
awesome.
not playing Candy Crush on stream. I could just do BlueStacks actually, because it's a.
We need to play Monster Prom on stream.
We'll
one
do
of
that
these days.
after Ace Attorney 2.
I'm
I
going
want
to
to do.
bed.
Can
Good
we?
night,
Can
Grant.
we?
Yeah.
Can we do
I
I've
it?
been
think it's just
trying.
my go-to
Good night,
by
Grant.
this point.
Can
I
I
think the
propose?
conversation's nearly over anyway.
Can I propose that we do it for the next stream and then we start case last of this game?
Why?
after that?
No. What? Why?
Okay, you guys can argue with this together. I'm
Because
leaving
we
now.
just
Bye.
finished the
See you
case,
later.
and I really want to play Monster Prom.
How long is it? Could we do it in a single stream?
It's between. It's there's two. You can play short or long. Short is 90 minutes. Long is 2 hours.
Now, is long 2 hours without people reading the fucking lines?
I mean, no.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? So like, okay, what if next stream, which would be obviously next week, it'd be next Friday. What if we did a short game of Monster Prom, so that way you can get your fix in, and then if we have a little bit of time left at the end of the stream, we'll just do like fucking Jackbox or something.
Sure, that sounds fine.
Okay, I can agree with that. That's fine.
All
All right. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, stream.